Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Steve. I ask that you join me. Members of the 286th, and ladies and gentlemen, please rise and direct your attention. Class 286, right face. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Class 286, front face. You may be seated. The Wall of Honor was designed as a reminder of those KLETC graduates who have died in the line of duty. The names and photographs of the 28 individuals memorialized preserve their memories and give family, friends, and law enforcement officers the opportunity to remember those who have made the ultimate sacrifice to service of their citizens. At this time, I ask you to please join me as we observe a moment of silence to honor those 28 KLETC graduates that are no longer with us. Thank you. Members of the 286th, hey, I'm over here. Told you guys. It's just by luck of the draw that I was assigned to be your class coordinator. But over the last 15 weeks, when I was first assigned to this class, I had no idea the education that I was going to get. And right along with you, I too have grown and learned. From the first day I met you in that classroom, number one, right up to today, I want you to know that I've been your greatest supporter and your biggest cheerleader. From our highs as a class to our challenges as a class, each of you have kept your integrity and you've taken your oath of office to heart. I'm proud of each and every one of you. As I've told you, my expectations of a good police officer is not really set by test scores or by heroic actions, but it's by one question. Would I get in a car and go out on patrol as your partner? Well, after the last 15 weeks, all of you now have the knowledge, skills, and abilities to be great law enforcement officers. And to each of you, I say, let's roll, partner. On behalf of the KLETC administration and everyone here at KLETC, congratulations on completing your basic training. We can clap now. It's my pleasure today to introduce today's commencement speaker, Sheriff Darren Chambers from the Sumner County Sheriff's Department. Living most of his life in Sumner County, Sheriff Chambers began his career with the Mulvane Police Department in 1983. After graduating from the 80th class, basic training class here at KLETC, he made his transition to the Sumner County Sheriff's Department in 1985. He then went to the Wichita Police Department in 1990, where he worked through numerous assignments and ranks until his retirement in 2011. He was appointed by Governor Sam Brownback in August of 2011 to the office of Sheriff of Sumner County, Kansas. Sheriff Chambers ran for election in the fall of 2012 and was reelected by the citizens of Sumner County. He has subsequently been reelected 2 more times and is currently serving his 3rd full term as Sheriff of Sumner County. In September of 2013, Sheriff Chambers attended the 104th session of the National Sheriff's Institute, becoming the first sheriff of Sumner County to graduate from the NSI. In May of 2021, Sheriff Chambers was honored to be a graduate of the first session of the FBI National Command Course in Quantico, Virginia. Sheriff Chambers recently and now is the only law enforcement executive in the state of Kansas to have attended and graduated from the National Command School. Ladies and gentlemen, Sheriff Chambers.
That actually sounded impressive, I guess. I don't know. I've been told you got your guns back. Okay, I'm going to keep it really short. I want to thank the KLETC staff. I'd like to thank the 286 basic class for the honor of delivering the keynote speech today. You've all been in training for, I understand, 14 weeks. You learned all aspects of being a law enforcement officer. The staff has taught you how to shoot, how to defend yourself from attack, how to work traffic accidents or domestic violent cases, how to drive fast yet still be safe as you do it, how to make arrests, take people to jail, all while becoming a criminal law expert, we hope. Now that you've all completed your training and head back to your prospective agencies, you will either start getting FTO training or perhaps go right to work. You will slide into your daily routine and all will be good. But as this happens, there's one thing often forgotten I'd like to speak to you about today, and that is your family, your friends, and the loved ones you leave at home. You've now entered into a profession that will pull you in many different directions. Physically, mentally, you'll do shift work, work overnight, evenings, weekends. You'll work through holidays. You'll be away from your family during times you normally would have been there for them. They will notice this. You will start seeing things and doing things your family may not understand at times, and they will notice this. You will come home from a shift where the last case you worked, a small child may have passed away, and you don't want to talk. They will notice this. You can and will, if you stay in this profession long enough, have it wear on you. You will see people at the worst times in their lives. You see, you're not called to their house for a birthday party, but rather the party crasher who doesn't belong there. Now, like most law enforcement officers, we're tough. Can't let anyone see that any of this affects you. But while you're not talking or sharing anything that bothers you, again, your family and friends will notice. These family and friends and coworkers will be the first to see this. They will also be the last that you want to look weak in front of. So you have a tendency to hold everything in or not share how you feel. It is not a weakness to feel emotion when you pull up on an accident where an entire family just lost their life. It is not a weakness to cry when you do CPR on someone and they have just died or you saved their life. It is not a weakness to take a minute with a loved one or a friend to get the events of the last shift off of your chest. Now, while this is going on with you, your family and friends will sit back, be silent, try to be there for you when they can, as you slowly push them away because you don't want them to see this perceived weakness. An example of this perceived weakness I'd lived through, I had a female officer who worked for me for several years. She was in her mid-20s. She had a husband at home with a couple of kids, been doing her evals for most of her career. I got to know her work performance pretty well. Her work was always excellent. She made good cases, wrote good reports, was not lazy, and always took care of business. Over several months, I saw her statistics go down. She wasn't making very many arrests. She wasn't hanging out with her coworkers as much as normal. Even the quality of her reports started to decline. After our squad meeting one day, I asked her to remain after squad. I took her to the office, shut the door, sat down with her, and told her I could see something was not right. She assured me nothing was wrong, that she probably just had a bad few days. I told her that this had been going on for more than a few days, and we're going to sit and stare at each other till she came clean. She was too proud, you see, to tell anyone what was going on at home, because she thought maybe this would look weak to her peers. She broke down crying. Her husband had moved out. She had issues with childcare. You see, your job can carry over to your home life to the point that it causes issues at home and at work. I ultimately got her moved to a different bureau, got her closer to home, and things improved for her. It's okay to say, I need help. It is not a weakness. One of the worst things you can do in this profession is to hold everything in. I've seen officers hold things in till it killed them. I've seen officers take their own lives, have them drink themselves to death, and have PTSD so bad that it stopped them from no longer being in the profession. Why is this? No communication, not sharing with your family, your wife, your husband, or significant other. No decompression, not getting enough time off, not doing the things you love with your loved ones. So go fishing, go hunting, go camping, boating, or whatever brings you and your family together. So as you start this new profession, always keep in mind, who is at home? How is this new profession affecting them? And are you taking time to be part of their lives and letting them be part of yours? You need to take time every day to self-reflect. Always take ownership of the choices and decisions you make in the job and in your personal life. A saying I'm sure you've heard several times during the past 14 weeks, and you should always keep in mind, is would I make the same choice or decision again today if your chief, your sheriff, your wife, or your husband were watching it when you made it? I wish you a long and successful career in what I believe, after 38 years of being in law enforcement myself, is the most rewarding profession there is. Congratulations.
Step right up. Sheriff Chambers, on behalf of the 286th class, please accept this plaque as a thank you for taking time out of your day to share your thoughts with the graduates. It's also important to recognize those student officers who have excelled in various professional skill sets during their basic training. Fitness is a key component to an officer's life. It helps them manage the daily stress they'll face and aids them in maintaining a healthier lifestyle, which will enable them to better mitigate the dangers that they may encounter. All members of the 286 basic training class are actively engaged in a fitness routine during their time here at KLETC. Some of them have gone the extra mile. The 200-mile club was created to recognize those student officers that complete 30 push-ups in a minute, 30 sit-ups in a minute, and run 1.5 miles in 18 minutes or less. Additionally, they will have to log 200 miles or more outside of their activities by running, walking, cycling, or a combination of those activities. The 286 basic training class has 3 officers who have completed these goals. With the following, please stand and be recognized. Deputy Ronnie Cloyd with the Wallace County Sheriff's Department. Officer Richard Hedges of the Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks. And Officer Cameron Pinion with the Galena Police Department. You may be seated. We would also like to recognize one individual for his exceptional hard work and the substantial number of miles that he has logged during his efforts in the 200-mile club. Would Officer Cale Hedges of the Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks please join me at the podium? Officer Hedges has completed 223.49 miles as a member of the 200-mile club, the most miles completed for this basic training class. You also exceeded the number of physical requirements of the 200-mile club by achieving 54 push-ups in a minute, 39 sit-ups in a minute, and by completing the 1.5-mile run in 8 minutes and 16 seconds, a new Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center record. You truly deserve this award. Please join me in congratulating Officer Cale Hedges with this achievement. You can have a seat. The Firearms Top Shooter Award recognized the student officer from the 286th Basic Training Class for their firearms proficiency. Officer Jesse Andrews from the El Dorado Police Department, please join me at the podium. Officer Andrews has shown great skill and proficiency during both the firearms qualification and during the tactical shooting drills. Shooting is a perishable skill and truly requires constant effort to maintain your abilities. And you have shown how practice and effort pays off. Well done, officer. Thank you. It's now time for the class president to deliver a few brief remarks on behalf of the graduating class. Ladies and gentlemen, the 286th Basic Training Class President, Officer Michael Adams of the Mound Ridge Police Department.
The 286th Basic Training Class would like to welcome everyone who came to celebrate our graduation from KLETC today. 14 weeks ago, 26 strangers arrived to begin the journey to become certified law enforcement officers. Our first 3 weeks didn't go exactly as expected. However, after the weeds were pulled for the garden, it flourished. A lot of time we felt like the class no one wanted, but we dug our way out from under the issues of the first 3 weeks, and by week 5, we had decided we were the only ones that could dictate how our story ended. By week 6, we were becoming a very tight class. The class could find the balance between being the funniest class and having the switch to go to the hardest working class in an instant. The class has no quit. It is one of the most competitive classes I've ever been with, or people I've been around, whether it's Uno or basketball. Everything is highly competitive. Along the way, we had our share of bumps and bruises and broken ribs, 4 to be exact. Thank you, Felix. But just as we didn't give up, the instructors didn't give up on us. And we stand here today to thank them for not giving up on us. And I'm reminded of a quote from President Kennedy, who said, "As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest form of appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. And we will do our best to carry on those lessons you taught us." We'd like to say a special thank you to our class coordinator, Mr. McCorkle, who after this class should qualify for sainthood. But you never gave up on us. You were always our biggest cheerleader, and we thank you for always being our mentor and our friend. Thank you to all the KLET staff for taking care of us, cleaning our rooms, feeding us. Thanks for all the ice packs after DT sessions. Thank you to the administration, to Jeff and Amy for the mentor sessions after tests. And finally, I'd like to thank the 286th class. It has been my absolute privilege to be your class president. And I thank you for a lot of hilarious memories, pushing each other, picking each other up when we needed it. And never in my wildest dreams did I think I would get to go through the police academy with my very own Tackleberry and Hightower. As we prepare to continue our journey and we take what we learned here to go our separate ways and continue learning and to serve our communities, it is my hope and prayer that we will always make it home to the ones we love and every day just make a small difference for someone. And by the end of our careers, we will feel we have made a big difference by the end of the day. I wish you the best, and I thank you. Each class is challenged with a legacy project, and the 286 took up the task of helping the Reno County Toys for Tots. We were able to fill an entire pickup bed full of toys and deliver to the Marine Corps Toys for Tots. And I thank you guys for all the hard work on top of everything else we had going on. It meant a lot. So thank you.
President Adams, from all of us here at KLETC, we thank you and all the members of the 286 basic training class for your thoughtfulness and your attitude of giving. Thank you. It's my pleasure on behalf of the KLETC staff and administration to present you with this plaque signifying that you were the president of the 286th basic training class. I hope you'll display that proudly.
Absolutely.
Thank you. In law enforcement, ethics is at the forefront of training and our profession. The law enforcement oath of office, affirmation, is a constant reminder of the importance of always doing the right thing. This is something we've discussed in depth during their time here at KLETC. The ultimate purpose of law enforcement is public service. A law enforcement officer assumes a great responsibility when they affirm the oath of office. They've entered into a position of being role models, leading by example. They are enforcers of the law and protectors of our communities. I'll now ask Class President Officer Michael Adams to lead the class in reciting the law enforcement oath of office affirmation.
Stand. Oh, on my honor,
I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always uphold the Constitution of the United States and the state of Kansas, my community, and the agency I serve.
recover.
In a few moments, you'll be presented with a challenge coin. A challenge coin is a symbolic and meaningful and given to someone as a reminder of what they have done or to confirm membership in an organization. The coin today will recognize you as graduates of KLETC. I ask that you carry it with you as a reminder of the lessons learned and the friendships forged during your time here at KLETC. On the back of this coin is the oath that each of you just affirmed moments ago. Carry it with you and let it be a constant reminder to always do the right thing. Graduates, it's been my honor and distinct pleasure to be your class coordinator as a small part of your journey, and I wish you nothing but success and happiness in the future. I will now ask KLETC Associate Director Alvin Sowers to join me on stage to present the members of the 286th Basic Training Class with their certificates while I present each of you with the KLETC Challenge Coin. Class President, Officer Michael Adams, will announce the names.
Front row, please stand. Jesse Andrews, El Dorado Police Department. Jordan Burrow, Ottawa Police Department. D'Angelo Bushnell, Kansas City, Kansas Community College Police Department. Joel Carter, Sumner County Sheriff's Office. Ronnie Cloyd, Wallace County Sheriff's Department. Giovanni Del Real, Derby Police Department. Front row, please return to your seats. You may be seated. Second row, stand. Travis Farnsworth, Sumner County Sheriff's Office. Toby Gray, Mulvane Police Department. Nicholas Hale, Derby Police Department. Nicholas Hatcher, Augusta Department of Public Safety. Proud of you, bud. Luke Hayes, Scott City Police Department. Kel Hedges, Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks. Yvonne Lawton, Metropolitan Topeka Airport Authority, Police and Fire Department. Second row, return to your seats. Be seated. Third row, stand. Joseph Mueller, Elk County Sheriff's Department. Felix Nunez, Osage County Sheriff's Department. Matthew Fanensteel, Osborne County Sheriff's Department. Cameron Pinion, Galena Police Department. Jamie Salazar, Scott City Police Department. Braden Tooney, Leavenworth Police Department.
and Michael Adams of the Mound Ridge Police Department. Third row, return to your seats. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, in a few moments, I'll ask this group to stand and I will bless them as Kansas law enforcement officers. But before I do that, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank the family, the administrators, the friends, and the coworkers that have come to support them today. It means a lot to them, trust me. Class 286, would you please stand? On behalf of Director Beck, I hereby certify that each and every one of you have satisfactorily completed the results and requirements to be Kansas law enforcement officers. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 286th basic training class. And the words they've been waiting 14 weeks for, class dismissed. All right, folks, you're done.